Crypto is taking over the world. Adoption is up over 900% in the last year. Alt season also seems to be continuing as Bitcoin chops sideways. Avalanche is leading the charge, up over 50% on a trade that I shared on this very channel just 2 days ago. We're going to look at that chart, the Bitcoin chart, and all the news driving markets today. Let's go. What's up, everybody? I'm Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets. Before we get started, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel, and tickle, tap, or just give a little, dilly-dally dabble on that like button right down below. I have no idea what dilly-dally dabble means. As I said, we're going to take a look quickly at the Bitcoin chart as well as the Avalanche chart, try to figure out what's going on with the market's. Also going to review all of the news, and there is a lot. First, let's take a very quick look at the Bitcoin daily chart here. As you can see, nothing is happening. This is very hard to analyze at the moment because Bitcoin has basically been trading around this 200 MA right here for almost 2 weeks. This is really sideways chop, very, very hard to trade. As you can see, price is currently below the 200 MA, but no big deal there. And this little daily candle right here, actually in this position, is generally considered a bullish reversal candle. So we'll see if that happens. I'm still personally watching for a likely, but not guaranteed, drop down to here, 42K, maybe down to the high 39s, 40K before heading up. That would be a really bullish move to test key levels as support and also to give us some fuel for a bullish move up. As you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we exited this range that we were in since May 19th. That is very bullish. This is accumulation. Take a look at any Wyckoff schematic. Accumulation, exit to the upside. You expect this retest back. That would be that, again, kind of 42,000 area, slightly above that, maybe a wick down to here, and then heading back up. But once you leave accumulation like this, once you exit this trading range, make this higher high above these highs here by going up here, that should mean that a new bullish trend is intact and that the bearish trend is dead. Now, if we zoom in here on the 4-hour chart, listen, guys, this is really grasping at straws. There's not much to see here. You can see this is all sort of sideways. And even this kind of rounding makes it look a bit toppy, maybe coming down to here, like I said, rounds down. But we do have this descending wedge locally. So maybe a break of this line and we continue heading back up to, the 48,000 region to test that. Then we see where price goes from there. But you can see we're sort of just ranging now between 48,190 and 43,800. So perhaps a break below that gives us a sense we might go down. A break above, then we really start talking about visiting the highs or going into the 50Ks. Bottom line, this is sideways chop. I wouldn't be trading it. As promised, taking a quick look at AVAX. I looked at this in a stream the other day, just on Tuesday, where I identified 4 coins that look good. All of those setups are actually still relevant. Some are playing out. Atom, of course, it was before the breakout. That broke out, and you can see what happened here. With AVAX, you can see on the Bitcoin pair first, I was looking for a flip of this level, 0.000054082. We got above that, retested this support, even dropped down to the 200 MA, and then had this massive candle up and break out above this blue descending wedge. This is an ugly candle right now, but it's a daily. We have no idea where it will close. That would look like a shooting star if it did close that way. Of course, doesn't matter unless you see a down candle the next day, but either way, you're technically kind of looking for a retest of this wedge. So maybe you buy the dip if this comes down, and then you start targeting this area right here around 0.000895007, and of course the recent highs here, 0.00133,690. Either way, this is massive volume, huge move up. We should see continuation. So bottom line, it looks like dips are for buying on this pair. Looking at AVAX USDT, kind of the same idea. We hit it to the penny here, right? I drew this. We were up here. I said, hey, buy that retest. Actually, it was right here when we did it. But we buy that retest, price comes down to $21.380, hit it almost to the penny, and made a move over 50% up to $33.79. That basically hit its target, right? There's a major supply zone. This is the last up candle before this major drop, indicating there's probably a lot of sellers still waiting to sell in this area. But that's a huge move and right into that resistance and now below. We want to see a very clean close if you are not in already above this descending black line before entering. This again is a potentially ugly candle. So if this trickles down, we'd be looking for consolidation, maybe a flag, a flip of this, ultimately a flip of that area. So these are all your potential safe entries, right? A break and then retest, break, then retest, ultimately targeting $60 at the recent highs. Either way, you had the chance on that setup to go from $21 up to potentially about almost $34 even now, if you were exiting, it would be at $30, basically a 50% move. I would say right now is not an ideal entry. We had those entries 2 days ago, and we're looking to either buy dips or retracements. And here's the news. Why did this happen? Well, obviously the chart was primed, and we believe that the news is in the chart, but Avalanche hits 3-month high with Aave Curve's 180 million launch on platform. As Avalanche extends its DeFi offering, the price of its native token has soared by an impressive 40% over the day, 50% from that trade, 40% over the day. This was largely on the announcement of Avalanche Rush, a 180 million liquidity mining incentive program for blue chip decentralized finance DeFi applications. I actually interviewed Emin Gunsur the other day. That'll come out next week for the podcast. It's funny, they bill Avalanche here as a potential Ethereum killer, but he sees it as a complement to Ethereum, not a killer at all. And in fact, they were the first to use the entire Ethereum virtual machine. Either way, Avalanche has a lot going for it. It's extremely fast. They have great clients. It's extremely cheap. And it allows people to build all kinds of interesting chains as subchains of the Avalanche chain. So look into that. That's the reason that we're seeing it pop. And I think that we will see follow through in the future. Japan's liquid global exchange hacked 90 million in crypto siphoned off. While the total amount stolen is yet to be determined, the value taken could be upward of 90 million. This seems to still be a developing story, but this is just a key reminder. Not your keys, not your coins. Most exchanges are very trustworthy. I'm assuming that this money will be returned to the people that were hacked, but even the major exchanges like Liquid can be hacked. Other exchanges seem to be helping blacklisting the hackers' addresses so that they can't liquidate their funds there. Just remember, guys, this is a nascent industry. Hacking is part of the game. Vietnam, India, top measure of crypto adoption by individuals. This is what I talked about in the intro. Chainalysis Index shows 881% jump in adoption in the past year. DeFi peer-to-peer platforms helping drive usage. As I sort of mentioned in this article, we talk about institutional adoption and them coming in and bringing large money to this space. But really, this 881% jump is adoption by people who are really using crypto in their day-to-day lives, using it by buying Bitcoin to store value, using stable coins and other coins to actually transact in countries where their currency is basically ineffective or useless. This is just the beginning, and it's interesting to see countries like the United States and China year over year falling further down in the ranks, right? Last year, China ranked 4th and the US 6th. This year, the US is 8th and China 13th. China falling far behind, and we're seeing countries like India and adoption move to the top. Crypto is taking over the world. Facebook Novi digital wallet is ready to come to market. Most states in the US have approved the product. This from David Marcus, who's the head of formerly Libra. Now you know it's called Diem. But as he says here, the digital wallet subsidiary he oversees is ready to come to market. We feel that it's unreasonable to delay delivering the benefits of cheaper, interoperable, more accessible digital payments. He wrote, this will basically be a robust wallet within the Facebook ecosystem, allowing people to make payments, do all kinds of creative things within Facebook and beyond. It'll automatically convert to DM and back to dollars is the idea. So this has been approved in most states, and it will be launching likely soon. But does anyone trust Facebook? Does anyone want Facebook to handle your currency and your transactions? Well, Vitalik Buterin doesn't think so. Ethereum founder is skeptical of Dorsey and Zuckerberg plans for various reasons. Vitalik Buterin predicts blockchain will beat big tech. Bitcoin not designed for what Dorsey wants to do, Buterin says. As you know, Jack Dorsey is a huge Bitcoin proponent and believes that you can basically build anything you can build elsewhere on Bitcoin. Well, Vitalik Buterin certainly does not agree. He said that Bitcoin is designed largely to be a currency of the house. And he pointed out basically why Ethereum would be better for building all of these things. As for Zuckerberg's idea to turn Facebook into a metaverse company, Vitalik Buterin had this to say: before the rest of the world goes in some different direction and Facebook is sort of left in the dust when talking about Zuckerberg's plans. He doesn't believe people will trust Facebook. He doesn't believe they can compete. He believes they will be left behind. And finally, a massive story here. Robinhood's revenue from cryptocurrency trading jumps to 41% of total. The popular zero-commission trading exchange warned in its second quarter earnings report its reliance on cryptocurrency trading, and on Dogecoin in particular, was a potential risk. Crypto is taking over the world. 41% of all of Robinhood's revenue from crypto, and that wasn't even a core part of their business just a few months ago. And scary for them is the fact that Dogecoin was 62% of that cryptocurrency revenue. So if interest in Dogecoin wanes or drops, they're going to see a massive hit in their revenues in the cryptocurrency space, which is becoming almost a bulk of all of their revenue. Watch out, Robinhood. You better hope that Dogecoin goes to the moon. Guys, that is it for the news today. Check out everything I have down in the description. You can sign up for my newsletter down there. Check out Compass Mining. Also check out Femex, my amazing sponsor. I will be live streaming tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, my new Friday show, Bullish on Bitcoin. I have two very special guests tomorrow you're not going to want to miss. Tone Vays and Sam Trabucco from Alameda Research from FTX. Guys, that is it for today. Until tomorrow, peace.